In June of 1919, the keel of a brand new ship would be laid by the American line. This ship would be named the RMS Columbia. She was launched later that same year, and it would take a year for her to be fitted out, and she would be ready for service in May of 1921. On the 3rd of December, 1919, the RMS Columbia would be launched. During the launch, the Columbia would have over 2,500 onlookers. She would take around 3 hours to launch after some complications with the rolling out. In May of 1921, traveling from New York to Cherbourg, the RMS Columbia would leave for her maiden voyage. On this voyage, the RMS Columbia would have around 3,000 passengers and would complete this voyage in about a week. Following her maiden voyage, the RMS Columbia would continue to serve a pretty successful career until 1939, where she would be drafted into World War II and be used as a troop transport. Following the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939, the RMS Columbia would be stripped of all her luxurious fittings and would be turned into a troop carrier. She went on to transport troops between Britain and France, and she would end up surviving the war and be put back into civilian service. Following the end of the Second World War, the RMS Columbia would be put back into civilian service until 1950, where her age would be showing. Eventually, she would be sold to a scrapyard and would complete her final voyage in May of 1952. On the 7th of May, 1952, the RMS Columbia would depart from New York for the last time on her way to the breakers in Southampton. However, on the night of her first day at sea, her crew would spot a rock dead ahead. The crew would attempt to turn around, but it was too late. The ship would strike the rocks, ripping a big gash along her hull. She was doomed. The crew would order her lifeboats to be prepared and watched as panic ensued on deck, as she sank quicker and quicker. Eventually, after around 40 minutes, the RMS Columbia would sink and would take around 1,400 out of the 1,700 souls aboard.